Today, we will learn how to find the circumference and area of a circle. The circumference of a circle measures the distance around a circle. Here's a circular park with a walking trail around it. The circumference of the circle will give you the distance of the walking trail. The area of the circle measures the space inside of a circle. So thinking back to our park, the area of the circle will tell us how much space the park covers. Now that we know what area and circumference are, how do we find them? Measuring them directly can be tricky. Instead, we can use the radius or diameter to calculate them. The radius is the distance from the center of the circle to any point on the circle. The diameter is the distance from one side of the circle to the other through the center. It is important to note that the diameter is twice as long as the radius. Therefore, you can find the diameter of a circle by multiplying the radius by 2. The formula to find the circumference, or the distance around a circle, is pi times the diameter. Remember, the diameter is equal to twice the radius. So we could also write this formula as c equals 2 pi r. The formula to find the area, or the measurement of the space inside of a circle, is pi times the radius squared. Now that we know how to find circumference and area, let's try some examples. For our first example, we're given the radius and asked to find the circumference. First, let's go over what we know. We know that the radius is 7 inches. Let's use the formula c equals 2 pi r to find the circumference. Plugging in 7 for r gives us 2 times pi times 7, or 14 pi. The circumference is 14 pi inches. Let's do another one. Here we're given the area of a circle and asked to find the diameter. We know that the area is 9 pi square kilometers. We also know that the formula for finding the area of a circle is pi times the radius squared. Let's plug in what we know and solve for the radius. Then we can use that to find the diameter. We will plug in 9 pi for the area, then divide both sides by pi. Now take the square root of both sides to get that the radius is 3 kilometers. Now that we know the radius, we can easily find the diameter. We know that the diameter is twice the radius, so the diameter is 2 times 3, or 6. The diameter of the circle is 6 kilometers. Let's try another. The circumference of a circle is 5 pi feet. What is the area? First, we know that the circumference is 5 pi feet. Next, we will plug 5 pi into the formula for circumference. Now, we have two formulas for circumference, so which one should we use? Well, we're ultimately looking for the area of our circle, and we know we need the radius of our circle to find the area. So let's use the first formula, since that includes r for radius. If you picked the second formula instead, that's okay. You could still solve for the diameter and then find your radius. The first formula will just make our job a little easier. Great, so we'll plug in 5 pi for c, then divide both sides by pi to get 5 equals 2r. Finally, we'll divide both sides by 2 to get that r equals 5 over 2. The radius is 5 over 2 feet. Now that we have the radius, we know how to find the area. Again, the formula to find the area of a circle is pi times radius squared. Let's plug in 5 over 2 for the radius. Now we will square 5 over 2 to get 25 pi over 4. The area of the circle is 25 pi over 4 square feet. Great job! Now you are ready to find circumference and area on your own.